The manosphere loves them a young, fertile child because the manosphere promotes dating young women because they are young and fertile. Let's listen to what this young lady said about Drake, because Drake is what they consider a high value man.
Great role model. You know, we just texted each other the other day, and he was like, "I miss you so much." I was like, "I miss you more." He's coming to Atlanta, so I'm definitely gonna go and see him. I'm so grateful. I love him.
What's his advice with boys?
You know, that stays in the text messages.
What's going on, good people? This is the Deadbeat Dad. It's the new channel name, Deadbeat Dad. We're gonna have this conversation about quote unquote high value men, quote unquote high earning men, because we have a community telling women they need to choose better, and if they choose better, they will have better outcomes. But they never talk about character. They never talk about integrity. They never talk about ethics. They only talk about money. Choose somebody making more money. And so let's look at a couple people who make money and their character. Joe Budden is in the news again, but before I get to him, we're going to talk about Drake, and we're going to talk about Dr. Dre, because there's a community of men called the manosphere who tell women they should choose better, and if they choose better, they will not deal with what comes with dating or sleeping with a quote unquote pookie. Let's look at a gentleman named Drake. He was outed by one of his colleagues, Pusha T. Pusha T outed him. Pusha T was not clout chasing. They were in a feud, a rap battle, and all is fair in war. So because of Pusha T, we now know Drake is a father after Drake's PR team attempted to slander the mother of Drake's son. Let us recall that the mother of Drake's son said Drake texted her asking her to terminate the pregnancy. Drake's PR team made a statement about her having a questionable background. And his PR team also said that another rapper who she has a history with has all but acknowledged it's his kid. Drizzy Drake. Let's continue. Pusha T outed him, and it was a sight to see. Drake turned off the comments on his Instagram, and yeah, it was a sight to see. This is the same Drake who was exposed by his teenage friend unknowingly. She had no idea what she was doing when she went on live TV and talked about her relationship with Drake and what they talk about in their text messages. Keep in mind, the manosphere loves them a young, fertile child because the manosphere promotes dating young women because they are young and fertile. Let's listen to what this young lady said about Drake, because Drake is what they consider a high value man.
What about your relationship with Drake? Tell me about your friendship. How did this all come about?
I love him. I met him in Australia, and he's honestly so fantastic and a great friend and a great role model. You know, we just texted each other the other day, and he was like, "I miss you so much." I was like, "I miss you more." He's coming to Atlanta, so I'm definitely gonna go and see him. I'm so excited. Yeah.
You and Drake? That's awesome. That's awesome.
What advice does he give you? Like, what does he say?
About boys, he helps me.
What?
Yeah. He's great. He's wonderful. I love him.
What's his advice with boys?
You know, that stays in the text messages.
And when the media picked up on this story, the young 14-year-old, she went on her Instagram in 14-year-old fashion, and this is what she said. "Why you gotta make a lovely friendship your headline? You guys are weird. For real, I'm lucky to have people in this business extend their time to help me further my career and offer their wisdom and guidance. I'm very blessed to have amazing people in my life. You don't get to choose that for me. It's nice to have people understand what I do. Now get back to talking about real problems in this world other than my friendships. Jeez." Oh, poor Millie. The only thing weird is Drake texting you about boys. It's not weird for adults to question him about it. The only thing weird is Drake texting you about boys, But you would not understand that, young Millie, because you are a young adolescent 14-year-old. Let me continue. Joe Budden is in the news again. Sexual harassment allegations. These allegations were supported by video evidence of a podcast that he now has deleted, and he has apologized. Joe Budden has a long history of allegations. He's accused of causing a miscarriage. He pled guilty in one of the cases. These are the men that do not fall under the quote-unquote Pookie criteria. These are the men that the manosphere supports. These are quote-unquote high-earning, quote-unquote high-value men. And yet we continue to blame the women. And lastly, we have Dr. Dre, held in high regard as a music producer, entrepreneur. This is what some would consider a quote-unquote high-value man, a man who was married, going through a divorce, has a history of physical abuse. He has admitted to these things. And yet, women are told to choose better. As the manosphere tells women to choose better and obey, I ask you, what do you do when you find out your billionaire husband is kicking it with pedophiles? What do you do? You start the divorce process. And that is part of the Bill Gates story that they don't tell you. This divorce began when the news came regarding Bill's dealings with this convicted sex offender, pedophile, Jeffrey Epstein. This is the Deadbeat Dad. I will see you guys on the next one. I respect your time. I respect your intelligence. I'll holla.